So today we're going to be building a portfolio site using HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap, and we're going to be following these templates as our UI. So we might skip some section, but this is what we're going to be doing. So this will help us master Bootstrap. Right. So from the top, we're going to, first of all, I already have my file, my portfolio project with my Bootstrap and my CSS in it, and also an image folder where I've downloaded some images, then my index and my CSS file. So for content, I have used chat to generate some content for fast workflow. So I just did this. I'm replicating this portfolio site and I put the link, so because my AI can preview the link. So I need this section by section personalized content. This should be content personalized to my details. So I gave it some few personal details and I asked it to generate some section like the generated demo work experience and demo education section, but I was able to fill out some sections for it. So if you're doing this for your personal portfolio, ensure that all the details you have there are completely your details and not even if it generates for you, you should be able to read the text and ensure that it aligns to your personal detail. Change the text if it's not to suit or to match your personal details. So we have from hero section to the about section, personal details section, start section. This one I will have here: hero section, about section, start section, resume, education, portfolio, and like that. Alright, so let's begin. First thing I want to do is to begin with our hero section where we have our navigation bar and our hero description. Alright, so this is our HTML. We're going to begin with our alright, so we can now do everything manually by ourselves. We have our boilerplate to say my portfolio. Next one to have the header section. So this will contain the hero and the navigation bar. So let's come to Bootstrap. Let's quickly get our navbar. Okay, so let's pick this one, copy. We're going to edit it to match what we have here. Please ensure to arrange your code. So for our you don't put your name here, okay, as your brand identity since it's your portfolio. But if you have a logo, you can add it here. If your logo is an image, you can also put it here and just add the image and comment the text out, and it will work just fine as the same. So let's take this out because we don't have an image for our logo. Next, we want to fix the menus. We don't have a drop down. If you have a drop down, you can leave it, but now we don't have a drop down, so we get rid of the drop down. We don't have a disabled text, so we're going to make use of this two. The first one is home. We have about, resume, portfolio, about. So we're going to duplicate the whole of this list, sorry. Actually, so to avoid let me just do it. Portfolio, services, and contacts. Alright, so we have all our menu. There is no form here, so we'll take this out. Rather, we have, what do we have there? Some social icons. So we're going to go in. Alright, let's preview this first. Let's see what we've got. Okay. Now we have to link our Bootstrap and our CSS. So style.css. Then Bootstrap is in our dist folder. So we begin from our root folder, Bootstrap CSS. Then for JavaScript, we take it to the bottom before the closing body. Then we have our script source. So we can, in the source, we can now have Bootstrap.js. This is Bootstrap.js. Good. So next we want to get our icon. So we're going to be linking our Font Awesome icon. Okay, let's do that using the Font Awesome CDN. So we're going to use the Font Awesome CDN library because using the link from here, it will require you to input your email and all that. So let's just get the CDN from here. So what we're looking for is the Font Awesome version 7, which is the latest version, CSS, and all.css, not in parts. So we're going to copy the whole tag, not just the link, the whole tag. So you click on this, and back here you want to put the CSS right in the CSS, the head section. Then we also look for the JS. So all.js, Font Awesome 7 all.js. Copy the tag and paste it before the closing. Okay, so now we can use our icon .far Facebook. Let's see how this works. Okay, so let's go to the Font Awesome website and search for Facebook. What's the first icon even? This is our project, Twitter, but you can get either of them first. So let's go. Okay. From the free ones, not the ones that are pro, we'll click on Facebook and we get the, you click on it, see copy, just click on it, copy, then you can add it. Okay, so just testing to see how and we have it here. Alright, so let's do the same for Twitter and the others. So Instagram and LinkedIn, we're going to change this to Instagram and LinkedIn. Okay, so we have our icons. So now what we need to do is to move our link to the center, because that's how it is here. Alright, so the first thing we want to do is to move our icons outside of our list, outside of our list div. Okay, so let's take this out. You cut this and send it out. So I have already added a Bootstrap class here, which means margin start auto, meaning it should move to the, so this is the reason, this MS auto, this is the reason why our icons are at the edge like this. So this MS auto. So for our link, let's fix this. What we need to do here is to there was a class here called ME Auto, a Bootstrap class that came originally with it. So you have to remove that class and add justify content center. Okay, we're putting it here. We're putting that in the div because it's a container. We want to move everything. So justify content center, you put it in the div, while in the UL, that default ME auto you have here, you have to get rid of it, else this will not work. So like this, now we have our menu in the middle. Using the MS auto, we have our icons at the end. So this is a fluid, this is a container fluid. We want to remove the fluid from the entire. We don't want it to take a complete full weight. Okay, so this is it. So we can have this. So we can give this its own background and background color, and just like the way this one has it here. Let's see how this Bootstrap class would work. Okay, so we have it. But let's use our CSS so that we can actually give it the round edges, the border. So instead of saying video white, let's just put a class and see our nav background. So we'll copy this. So this is where our custom CSS begins. First, we want to do our universal selector. Even though we're using Bootstrap, it's important to reset your CSS. Padding and margin set to 0. Box sizing set to border box. Okay, then we can begin. So background color or background, we'll call it white, and give it the border radius. Let's see how 30 px. So what 30 px will look like. Okay, it looks cool. You can't really see clearly now. So we're going to, for now, let's just leave this like this. So next we want to work on, I don't know if I should, okay. Let's pause this here. We'll continue with the hero section next. Alright, so next we're going to have a new section here. We're going to call it section.hero. So here we're going to have, because we have 2 columns here, 1 column for the description, 1 column for the image, which is going to, so we're working with our CSS on this one. It's not actually a carousel, because a carousel would have used a Bootstrap carousel. Right now it's just static description and image. So we'll go here and we have div.container. Next we have div.row, and next we have div.call -lj6, and duplicate this. So we have large column 6. We can also have empty. We can also have call-nt-6, and also add it because we want that even on tablet view it should still be 2 column -6. So this is the structure. You have a container, next you have a row, and then followed by the columns. So the row is what we'll be working on, the flexing. To flex these two to give you these 2 columns. Okay, so the container is just what will put it in place, giving you this fine space on the left and on the right. So it's just the house where the row and the column will live. So container, row, column. So the first thing we have here is we can put, okay, we'll come to that. We have the H1, which says crafting digital experience with passion. So in our first column we'll have H1 and enhance, followed by paragraph. So let's use from our chart. I think we have a description in our charts. Okay, so short intro. And for our buttons, first we have the block button, then we have the outline button. So to get these two buttons, let's just go straight to Bootstrap and go down to buttons. So under button, you get the first one, which is button primary. So we just copy this first one, button primary. But usually I like to use the link for my buttons so that I will be able to add my href to it. So I just know that the class for this, we're just going to copy the class btn primary. And then we'll come here, we're using the a tag. We can add the div to bring it down a bit. So this will carry my link in the future. And here I have view my work and contact me. So view my work, duplicate this, change this to contact me. The difference will be the classes. The class will give to them. So I've given this one btn primary. Let's see what it looks like. This is what that looks like. Now we have to work on this. So back to Bootstrap. You're going to scroll down, you will see the outline buttons. This is more like what you have there. Outline button. Okay, so this one has the white. So I think it's, you can use any of this. Okay, let's just take the one in one since it has color. Or we can even use the one for primary, whichever one. We can use this one and change the color of the outline using your CSS. Okay, let's just take this one. Sorry, all we need is a class. Yes, the class. We don't need the whole of the button. Because we're not using button, we're using our A tag. So that we can add our link here. And this is it. See? So view my work, contact me. We have this. And okay. Next we need the start section. Looking at this, we have the 1, 2, 3 columns here. So we're going to repeat our container row column to have these 3 columns. The reason why we did not do any column for buttons is because buttons naturally are inline elements, so they stay side by side each other by default. This is going to be a paragraph and a heading and paragraph, so it won't work for that. So we're going to have div.container. Let's say contain with row, div.row, okay, let's have a column here. Call have 3 columns, so that will be called okay 4. So this will be in class. So which is 3. So for the first one, we'll have our H1, which says 5 plus, on our paragraph, which says years of experience. This one says project completed 100 plus H1 100 plus paragraph. Let's copy this. 50 plus H1 again. 50 plus. Okay. This should be your original stats if you're doing this for your real projects. What's it called now? Happy clients. Okay. So we're going to fix this. But for now, yes, we have it. Next, we're still, I think that's, let's add a container to see if that's why. No, doesn't matter. Okay, not bad. Oh, my bad. For level G6, We'll be doing this right after contact me, which is right after here. We are already inside our next, like we're outside the div. So let's bring this. Cut. This is my image div. So image div or image column. Remember we have description and we have image. So that should be right after our button. So putting that here, not where we initially have it. Okay. Alright. Yes, and this is fixed. Alright, so before we begin to add spacing and perfect this, let's add the image for the second column. Alright, so we're adding our image, and from our image folder we'll have our image. So we're already given this a class image call. So let's give this first column a class as well. Let's call it description call this column. So we'll use that later on. For now, let's see what our image is like. Okay, so we have to reduce the width. To reduce the width, let's just give our image a class and call it hero image. And give this a width of 400 px. Let's see. Okay. Let's just put it here. Let's try our Bootstrap class text center. Oh yes, it works. So this is well centered and we have this. So next we're going to add the spacing. So we have some good space between here and here. So we should be targeting the entire div, the parent div, which is a container div. Or we can do that even in the section. But let's use a container. So let's say hero container. We're doing this container. This container carries everything, the description and the image as well. See where it ends, right? And the image ends here. So we're going to say padding top. Let's try 60 px. Let's see if that is too much or perfect. I think this is okay. So we need some space here and here. Crafting digital experience. So I'm going to put a break tag here because experience is actually on the next line. With passion. Alright, so on this paragraph, we'll do the class. Let's say padding bottom 15 px. Let's see. Sorry. PB4. Let's copy this class. And where else? So we have our space here, so we need some here. Okay. So we're going to worry about the colors later on, but for now, let's increase our image a bit more. Okay. We're just reducing the padding button to 3. Then for our image, we're going to increase the width to 500. Good. So I think we got this right now. So you can go ahead and change your color, change your border radius. And with this, we are done with the whole of the hero section, right? Good. Let's work on the buttons. Description BTN. Description BTN 2. So go to style. Border radius, let's give it a ridiculous number. If that works, then we'll do the rest. Okay. So what is the recognized class here? Is the BTN. So we're going to say the BTN. Now it works. So we're going to add the same for this. So the next one is the BTN2. That's what we called it. So I'm using different because of the color. So this blue is going to change to background color orange, dark orange. Outline. No. Okay, that should be border. No. Okay. So let's take this to our code. Background color orange, no outline, border. Oh, come on. Background dark orange. You can make this even more darker. Okay. Border none to remove the sorry, we have put that in the wrong place. Okay, Control X. We're supposed to put it in the BTN, not the BTN2. Okay. So for the BTN, all we need is all we need is to change the outline color for BTN2. So that will be border color. Okay, sorry, I think that is outline color because this is outline button. And why is our button blue? So outline color blue because if you remember correctly, this button, the button class is what BTN outline. So that's why we're using outline here. So outline color, give it the same color. Let's get the hexadecimal color for this. Good. And on hover, so on hover, we want this to be background color should be same color. My text color should be white. Refresh. Okay, so we have the border color, outline color orange, color orange. I thought we inspected the first time and it was outline was okay. Let's try border color then. Probably I was too quick to change it. I didn't see which one worked better. Let's now see for border color. Oh, it was border color. So on hover it changes. Alright. Let's fix this first. So this is border, not outline. Border color. So the hover still has an outline, so we still need to do border none on hover. Alright, so let's have some spacing between them. We'll call that margin. This bit in. So we can just do that in our HTML. We can just add it as a Bootstrap class. Let's do it in our CSS. Margin. Let's see which one first. Inspect. Oh, hover here. We still need to change our hover here. So margin right 15px. Then let's change our hover. Let's just take our class, bring it down here. On hover, background should be white, and color should be orange. So on hover, background remained. Alright, let's just switch that back. Orange and white. Okay. I'm doing right. So before we close this section, we're going to add some padding inside our button and add the transition, just like this. Alright, so we're going to do this by adding on our BTN transition, or let's say 0.3 seconds, is okay. We'll do the same for our outline button, which is BTN2, and let's see. Oh, not here. Okay. Okay, so this works, but this doesn't work because there is no transition. There's no transition here. Like, we need to have something that's changing, something that's actually transiting. So let's change the color of this a bit more so the transition can work. So this is our hover for our main button. We're going to make the color a bit lighter, so there will be something to transit on. Okay. So we'll change the background color. Should we bring back the border? Does this have a border on border? I think it has a very light orange border. This is the border color. Okay. So let's do something now. The padding. Let's say 20 px. I think we don't want any space on the top and bottom. So oh, come on. Let's make this 10 px, or let's say auto. Will that work? For the configure. Okay. White and make this to match the hero background, and change this a little bit so it will be visible. Right? So the whole of the section BG tutorial. Okay. This is not ours. Okay. Alright, so let's just leave the color as white, and let's add shadow. Let's add shadow. I think they're both white. The shadow is what is bringing out the difference. So in our Bootstrap, we're going to look for shadow. Here we have shadows. So okay, if your Bootstrap is on dark mode, you have to turn it to light mode so that you'll be able to see correctly. So here we have no shadow, small shadow, regular shadow, large shadow. So for regular shadow, which is number 3. That's here. So we just have to take this class, the shadow class, and let's add it to our HTML. That will go to our the nav where navbg is. Okay, yes. So we have a shadow, and you can see the difference. So now let's add some padding top, bottom, left, and right. So for our Navbar brand, we're going to use for the padding top, we can add it here, the padding top and bottom. Or let's do that in our CSS navbg. Let's say padding 15, let's say 10px. This is supposed to affect it all round, but you can see that it's not affecting the brand, it's not affecting this. So we have to put those padding directly on these two divs, on these two icons. So you can see it's not affecting the brand and the social icon, so we have to put this directly on them. So we'll come back to our code. So here we have Navbar brand. We can just use the Bootstrap class and say padding start 3. So for padding top and bottom, you can have padding PT for padding top, PB for padding bottom, but for the left and right, you don't have PR or PL. What you have is PS, padding start and padding end. So let's do padding end for this one. Let's see. Okay, then I think what we need is the padding. Sorry, padding start and padding end, no right and left. Padding start. So you see that has moved a bit. Let's add more and see. Okay, so if this is padding start, this will be padding end. So PS4. So for our Navbar brand, we're going to add PE, this padding end, which represent the right. The same for, and here now we have our space. So we have our space at the top, bottom, left, and right, and also our shadow. Okay. So I think with this we can now proceed to our next section. Alright, so you can perfect this more by reducing the fonts, making it look exactly like what we have here. So we're close here but not very close. Let's see. Okay, it's not even in 100%, so this is 100%. Still look good though. Let's say ours. This 100%. That's 100%, so it looks good. It looks good. Yeah. So we can proceed to the next section. Okay, so we're done with our hero section, but for the desktop view, right now we're going to work on the mobile view. Let's see what this looks like. So this is our own mobile view. Let's see for our template UI what it looks like. So this is what our template UI looks like for the mobile view. So we have our hamburger menu on the right, not on the left. So let's begin from there. We want to move this here. So let's check it out. So from here we can see that the class is Navbar toggler. On the over you can see button.navbar toggler. We can either use that or just Navbar toggler. Navbar toggler. So let's try it out here first of all. We know that this item is already a flex item from the navbar. It's already a flex item. The nav will flex it already. So we can do one of the flex property called order. We can use that to order it to say okay to appear as number 2. Okay, so now we have moved it. So we need some spacing on the right on this edge. So we can say margin. We're using margin because if you use padding, it will give space inside the button. So to move a button acts like a div, so you need to use margin to move it. So margin right. Let's try 15px. Sorry. Okay, that works. I think this is okay. So Navbar toggler. Let's copy this. Now in our CSS, we have already set our sheet to receive the mobile view. So you can see at mobile for mobile query, max width 768 is for tablet view. 600 and less is for any other smaller mobile view. You can see it from here. You see tablet view 7, it will show adapt me to 768px. Then anything less than 600 covering 425, 375, 320 will all fall under the 600. So from 601 it begins to answer to tablet view. Then anything from 600, 599 and lower down to 200 will answer to 600. That's why I would say max with the highest it can go is 600. The highest here can go is 678. You can see this is 678. If we drag it, if we increase it more, you see it will you have already crossed that the what's it called now, the threshold, the breakpoint. I've already passed the breakpoint for tablet, but if you go less, you can see. All right, so that's it for that. Let's fix this in. Oh, sorry, we've not added our class dot navbar dash toggler. Okay, so this should look the same. Yes. Okay, what just happened? Let's see. Mass rate 768 of Navbar toggler order 2. Margin right 15px. Okay, sorry, this is on 807. You see, it will not take because it's more than 768. So let's come back to 768. See, 768. Now you can see it works. So when we go down, let's not use this. Let's use 768. 320. Because this is still within the range of 768. That's why it's responding to something that is less than 768. Okay. So next we're going to center everything we have here in our hero section. We're going to center everything we have in our hero section. That shouldn't take long. Let's see. So hero section, back to our portfolio. Now we can see we have we can actually do this using our Bootstrap class, because this one now, let's see what's happening here in our HTML. Medium is for tablet view, large is for desktop view. So what did we put in our column? This is our hero section. You can see hero section class, and we have called LG6, which is for desktop view, called MD6, which is for tablet view. But now we have to switch this to 12 so that our tablet view can take a full width, 100% width, rather than taking half width. You see, when it's 6, you can see it's taking like 50%. You see how it's shrinking on this side. But when you make it 12, it takes the full width, 100% width, and you see how it will spread out. So what we've done is for, you see how it's taking a full width now. So we need to do it also for our image. This is the first div, it ends here, and this is the second div. So this is called MD12. Okay, so change that to 12. If yours is saying 6, just change it to 12 and you have full width. Now we need to center everything. So to center it, we're going to look for the parent. This should be the parent. So I've added a class called hero row. I've added hero row class. So if yours don't have hero row class, add it now and come to your style dot hero row and say text align. A simple text align center will do the trick. See, we'll move everything to the middle, even the image, because images work like text as well. So now we have everything in the middle. We can also choose to okay, let's say the size of the image is fine. Let's just leave it this way. Let's see. So we have width, text align. All right, so let's put some padding button at the end of this section, the whole of the header section. So here's our header section. That's covering everything. So let's put that here in the main CSS because header comes first. So we're not going to put any dots because it's not a class. You can see it's not a class. The header is an element, so that's the type selector. We'll say padding button. Let's give it 30px. Okay, so you see how it's scrolling now. So we have a space underneath. So with this we're done. Okay, let's see how far our mobile view. We're done with it. The tablet view looks nice already. For smaller devices, you see we're having some overflow here, and that's because of the image. So we're going to reduce the size of our image. You can see over, you see the blue, see it's overflowing. So we need to reduce .hero image on smaller devices, not on tablets. So we'll come down to smaller devices, .hero dash image width, let's say 250px. Okay, that brought it down much, 250px. Okay, so our page is no longer scrolling. So let's check it out. Let's check 375. Let's see, everything looks good. Let's check the smallest one, 320. Okay, and everything still looks good. So that's it for mobile view. You see, we did not even have to change much. Just for smaller devices, reduce the image, we order this, and you see we're just good to go. Okay.